Anyway, man, um, you got to be ready at all fucking times. You feel me? You got to be ready at all times. It's a couple of videos that I want to play. You know what I'm saying? One of them is kind of old, from like 2 weeks ago, so you probably don't already heard of it. You feel me? But I'm about to. It's just important for one to be armed, and you just never know when you're gonna need it. So things have gotten so bad. When the second, what up though? 187, Aaron. What's good, brother? What up though, Brendan? Listen, man. Listen, y'all. You got to be armed or you die. It's just that simple. These stinking ass savages out here ain't playing no games. And, you know, you want to be the one in this game of life right here. This ain't checkers, this is chess. You feel me? So you got to have that Funky Town syndrome. You got to have a gun. If you want to survive in this world, survive in this society, you got to be armed. It don't get no the message is clear. Get armed or you die. What up though, 187, and you know, I'm just, you know, chopping it up with y'all, you know, want to top in for a minute, you know what I'm saying? 187, I already know I'm preaching to the choir. You armed, my brother? Are you armed? And if so, man, what's your favorite Funky Town sender? What you got? What you gripping on right now, brother? Now, what up though, Carl Singleton Jr.? You right. You got stay ready. Stay ready at all times. You feel me? No, it's a couple of videos I'm gonna play. One of them was like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, and I'm pretty sure the video. I'm not late to it. I just didn't have the time to really, you know, present it to y'all like I'm about to do it now. You know what I'm saying? But this happened like 2.5 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. I think it was out there in California. It was a guy. Thank God he was armed. A savage tried to carjack him, and the savage probably was going to carjack take the family jack him too. Jack my brother for his family too. Because he damn sure was trying to take the car. So I'm gonna play that one. And then, damn, I ain't got my phone though. Where's my phone? One of y'all sent me, was it my nephew Alex? I love you, Alex. Out there in Cali. I'm gonna play that video that you text me the link to tonight. And it's essential that you be armed. The devil never sleeps. Crime never sleeps. Crime, the savages out there, they're not taking no break. Okay, yesterday was the holiday. A lot of people was off for the holiday. It was Memorial Day yesterday, right? Well, I'm gonna tell y'all something. The devil, Satan, he don't never take a day off. He constantly busy. You know what I'm saying? And as long as he's staying busy 24/7 doing the devil's work, these stink ass savages, then we got to be savage ready 24/7. It's either get armed or you die. It's just as simple as that. Not too many people encounter a savage and they still live to talk about the incident. That is a blessing with in itself, you know, because savages don't like to leave witnesses. You feel me? But the first video, what it do, Devin? Was it you that sent me the Devin? It might have been you that sent it to me. You've been, hey man, I salute you. I salute you, fam, for keeping me posted on the latest, savage attacks and all that shit, man. I tell people, look, man, what if a crime was committed against you? For example, a home invasion, and you on the phone and you dial the 911, hoping that the police get there. You hoping that the police get to you in time before the savages find you, before they get to you, right? But when the police arrive, they ain't got no guns hosted to them. They don't have no guns on their hips hosted to them. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? Why did I need y'all? Well, that would be pretty crazy, wouldn't it? You got home invaders that's armed, savages done broke up in your house armed, and they got their ARs and Dracos and all that shit. You don't have a gun. That's mistake number one. But mistake number two, you're dependent on the police to get there in time to rescue you. But when they get there and they don't have a gun, you're gonna be like, make it make sense. That's the most stupidest. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I think it's just as stupid that you cannot protect yourself, that you don't have a gun, because that's the only thing that's going to give you a fighting chance against these stinking ass savages out here. That's the only language. Ain't no negotiating, ain't no talk about, let's talk about it. Ain't no compromising with these savages. They want it their way, and that's the only way it's gonna be. And the only thing that's gonna stop it is you putting up resistance. Ain't no bat, no mace, no knife. None of that shit is gonna work against a well-armed savage that's coming in your house, heavily armed, multiple savages. Hell, even if you got a gun and it's only one of you and it's multiple savages, I don't give a fuck, man. Having that gun still give you a fighting chance. You see what I'm saying? I don't care if it's 5 or 6, 7 or 8 savages. None of them motherfuckers want to get shot. This is why I recommend a person, get your handgun, for the simple reason you might want to, get your concealed carry permit. But you got to have that long gun, whether it's a shotgun, an AK, or AR. You got to have your battle gun, your battle rifle, your battle pistol. You got to have something more powerful than a traditional handgun against these stinking ass bastards that's out here, that's committing all these crimes, that's raping and doing the break-ins, the home invasions, all this shit. The remedy to cure their asses is a 7.62 by 39 or a 5.56 or a 2.23. And that 9mm ain't chopped liver either. But you got to have something to back them dirty, stinking bastards up off of you. You got to have it. You said, Brenda, a neighbor had a big ass black bear at his house a couple of nights ago. Let me tell you something, man. You want to know something worse than that big he was carrying a 357? Well, that's good to hear. But you want to know something that's worse than that big black bear that was at your neighbor's house? Huh? A big ass motherfucking savage. Multiple savages that got guns that can shoot back. So you got to be ready. You stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You feel me? Y'all feel me what I'm saying? You stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. This ain't checkers, this is chess. Get armed or you die. It's just as simple as that. Now, when I looked up the statistics to home invasions, they said one is happening every 15 every 15 seconds, every 30 seconds, is some type of home invasion, some type of violent home intrusion, home invasion is happening. So somebody is getting violated right now as we speak. But I'll tell you one thing. I hope the person got a gun to be able to fight back. Now I'm about to play this video right quick. And I'm about to analyze it. I don't like doing all that Monday back, Monday, whatever the fuck they call it, when you quarterback and because you really don't know how you're gonna handle a situation until you are in that situation. You feel me? But I'm about to play this video and we gonna analyze this. This is like from about 3 weeks ago, y'all. I meant to play this 3 weeks ago. My bad. Most of y'all already know this. If you stay in the news, and stay up on the latest news and shit, you already know about this. So what I'm about to do now is play this video of a man saving his entire family. And he was able to do so because he had the smarts, the intelligence to be armed, because this motherfucker was just fucking with people, and I'm not condoning taking a life over materialistic things like a car or anything like that. But motherfucker, if my family is in the car and you trying to take it, I am going to take your life. I am going to send you to funky town before I let you send my family there.
66 and Derry Road. Police say the man had tried to steal several vehicles by force before trying this one. He was taken to a hospital and pronounced dead. Fox 4's David Sintendry has more from the investigation. David.
Well, a majority of family members were inside that vehicle as the carjacker tried to take off with it. The father of that family shot and killed the suspect, and it was all captured on video.
You could definitely tell that he was not in his right state of mind.
Surveillance video shows.
Look at him. You see him walking up to him like, you see the how these motherfucking savages have the audacity to be emboldened to try to take something that you worked so hard for, that you hustled so hard for, and that you got your family. You see this motherfucker, and this is the world that we were born into. Now, if this man, I'm gonna go ahead and play the video. Fuck it, I'm gonna play the video, and then y'all gonna hear my thoughts on it. I'm gonna give you my opinion on it.
Was a man attacking and trying to carjack a family of 8 in Garland Sunday afternoon before the father shoots and kills him.
I'm just glad that the man was able to protect himself and his family.
Tatiana Starks manages Garland Smoke and Vape in a shopping center near Highway 66 and Derry Road.
We heard a loud crash.
Garland Police Department says the carjacker initially crashed into 2 other vehicles.
While we were responding to the scene, we received more information that the driver of that car had exited and immediately began physically trying to get into other vehicles in that parking lot.
Starks says she saw the man breaking into several vehicles at a gas station, so she took cell phone footage.
Look at this motherfucker trying to take pickup truck. Look at him.
She stopped recording.
Wait a minute, hold on. I didn't see that part right there. Look at this
several vehicles at a gas station, so she took cell phone footage.
He tried to get in several different cars.
She stopped recording as the man began walking across the street toward her.
Did he make direct eye contact with you?
Yes, he was walking very intentionally.
The family of 8 unaware of what was happening and what was about to happen.
He ended up going into their car.
Video shows the carjacker in the peach shirt confronting the father in the white shirt. The father struggles with the suspect, who's trying to drive off with the family's car, with family members inside, including a baby. After nearly a minute.
Hold on. Let me rewind that.
Who's trying to drive off with the family's car, with family members inside, including a baby. After nearly a minute of struggle.
Okay, see, the reason why I rewinded it, I saw some flashing that looked like a muzzle, like a gun going off, but that might have been like a defect in the video or something, because the only person I believe the only person that had the gun, I believe, was the father, the gentleman that's in the white t-shirt that's trying to protect his family. You know what I'm saying? You can't even do shit. Now you got a regular family that is out here, and how many times have I told y'all ain't got to be looking for trouble? This family in that right car is minding their own business. And you see how the devil is, how this motherfucker, this stinking ass savage just tried to, take their shit.
Drive off with the family's car, with family members inside, including a baby. After nearly a minute of struggle, the carjacker, who's in the driver's seat, is shot by the father, who's outside the car near the passenger side door.
It seemed to be self-defense.
Police do not expect to file charges against the father.
It kind of all really happened really fast.
Starks, a witness to everything, just grateful we're talking about a story in which no victims were hurt.
It's just a blessing that the kids and the family walked away with no injuries.
So Garland Police Department is still working to identify that suspect who was shot and killed. So at this point in time, we don't know what sort of background this individual has, if there are any warrants out for his arrest, or if there's anything specific that he was trying to get away from after that initial crash. Heather and Steve.
All right, so David, do we know if that carjacker was armed?
Well, police say they did not recover any weapons on scene from that individual, just the weapon that was used to shoot and kill him. So no weapons found by police on.
All right, so y'all dig what y'all saw that shit. Now, I would like to hold on.
66 and Dairy Road. Police.
It's another one that I would like to play. Another video that I would like to if I could find that motherfucker. Where is it at? Hold on. View. Okay, we gonna
breaking news: the terrifying shooting
next. We gonna jump on his ass next. This crazy motherfucker. The next one is even crazier. Now, can y'all imagine? Can y'all imagine what it would have been like if that father did not have? What up, though, Joe? Can y'all imagine the outcome of this horrific story if the father would not have had a gun, if the father wouldn't have been armed, if the father would have been like, you know what, we just going to the store, I don't need to bring my gun with me. And I'm guilty of that shit myself, where I've been in a situation where I had to get somewhere real fast to meet a deadline, and I forgot and left the gun, and I can never afford to make a mistake like that again, because that could be the mistake of your life. That could be the difference between you losing your life and you maintaining your life. You got to have it on you 24/7. That's my philosophy. That's my take. Now, if he wouldn't have been armed, who knows what could have happened. It was a little baby in that car. He had the rest of his family in his car. He did the right thing. You don't fuck with our families. You don't fuck with us. You got to have that gun. This is the reason why I titled this video, Get Armed or You Die. If you're not armed, you can potentially die. These savages show no love. Ain't no love in their hearts, man. Their hearts are pure evil. And I'm not saying that people cannot turn their life around and get right and get righteous and have God in their life. But what I'm telling you is a lot of them don't have that, and you got to protect yourself at all times. Anybody that tells you differently, they don't have your best interests at heart. Exactly, Jarrell. You got to, brother. You got to have it, man. Your eyes are open and you clearly see. Now we're gonna move on to the next stank ass savage Y'all probably heard about this one too. This was crazy. You know, I think my nephew, Alex, I believe that was you that sent it. Anyway, thank you for bringing this to my attention. This happened like a couple of weeks ago. Let's get it started.
Breaking news, the terrifying shooting just outside Boston, a gunman opening fire on the street in Cambridge, Massachusetts. The images coming in. The gunshots echoing on the street there. The suspect armed with a semi-automatic rifle appearing to shoot at random. Police racing to the scene. Drivers ducking for cover, hiding under seats. People frantically running for their lives. At this hour, we've learned at least one person was shot, and Matt Rivers leads us off.
Tonight, video circulating online shows a terrifying scene outside Boston.
Shooting randomly in the air, spraying, cars spraying everywhere, and people just started running.
A shooter in broad daylight brandishing a semi-automatic rifle, at one point erratically pointing it at traffic, smashing a car window with the gun barrel, sending residents running for their lives.
We were getting reports of gunshots fired at 808 Memorial Drive.
It happened just after 1:30 this afternoon on Memorial Drive in the busy Boston suburb of Cambridge. Lisa Schill was in a school van on her way to pick up kids after classes.
We saw the guy walking down the street and raising like the gun, and he was shooting.
How many shots do you think you heard?
At least 15 or more.
Was it like rapid fire, like a...
Rapid. Like pow, 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 like that.
2 males in vehicles separately were struck by gunfire. The individual who was traveling along with that weapon who fired those shots, an individual named Tyler Brown. Mr. Brown is in custody at the hospital.
David, still very much an active scene tonight in Cambridge. Residents being asked to avoid the area, but authorities say there is no active threat to the community. David?
The images coming in from Cambridge, Massachusetts tonight. Matt, thank you also.
Man,
I just need to
something like that.
Ask who has the collection.
Something like that happened not too long ago. Because
but let's continue on this Tuesday.
Because I talked about it. Wait a minute. Let's get this back to the beginning. Is this at the beginning? Let's get it back. Hold on. Let's move this back.
Breaking news, the terrifying shooting just outside Boston.
Let's move this.
Boston, a gunman opening fire on the street in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
But let's continue on this Tuesday afternoon.
All right. So in a situation like that, where you got a crazy bastard that just, like I said, this happened not too long ago. One guy had, the last time it happened, I think the guy had a shotgun. This didn't happen a couple of times. I remember at least 2 other stories of a crazy motherfucker just randomly just shooting at people, passerbys. You know what I'm saying? No, me. What I would have done in a situation like that, what I would have done if I would have if the motherfucker would have shot at me, if I would have just happened to be driving down that street, I probably would have parked my car at a distance, got my AR out, and scoped this motherfucking ass and sent his ass to Funky Town. I don't know what it is about me, but I hate seeing people victimized. I hate seeing people, because some of those cars, I'm pretty sure, got kids in them, man. And you got this crazy motherfucker going, wow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the type of motherfucker, I'm gonna make you feel the pain that you dishing out. Oh, I'm gonna give it all to you. You gonna eat all that up. I'm gonna give you a lead sandwich. And if I got my kuna with me, oh, I'm gonna make you some of the nicest tuna salad that you ever tasted, that your brains ever tasted. Shit like that, it irks me. That could have been you. That could have been a family member, a friend. That could have been a loved one. And you got this motherfucker just randomly. I don't give a fuck if you do got mental illness, motherfucker. You should have took your meds. Your family, I don't want to hear about them crying. He didn't have to do it. He was meant to. Nah, y'all should have made sure that crazy motherfucker took his meds. It's not my fault. But I am by nature a protector. I just couldn't see myself. Oh, I'm lucky. You know, he didn't get me. I didn't get hit. I'm gonna call the police though. Man, I can't picture myself. I just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I gotta get active. You feel me? I gotta get active, man. It's rules to this shit. Now I know some of y'all be like, well, you know, T, he might have would have got you. You gotta mind your business sometimes. And I get it. You want to make it back home to your family. You ain't trying to be no hero. I'm just saying, me by nature, I would have sniped that bitch ass nigga. I would have sniped his ass. You feel me? I would have made him some of the best tuna salad ever. I would have served it up on a golden motherfucking platter. For real, for real. But this next one right here, this is even Devin or either Alex. One of y'all saying this to me, and I appreciate you. Check this shit out, y'all. Check this shit out.
Afternoon, a DeKalb County woman is sharing her story after surviving a brutal home invasion. And this is a story that Ray Urena has been working on all day today. And Ray, if I understand, but let's continue on this Tuesday afternoon. A DeKalb County woman is sharing her story after surviving a brutal home invasion. And this is a story that Ray Urena has been working on all day today. And Ray, if I understand correctly, this attacker cut the power before breaking in.
You see this shit, y'all? You see what I'm talking about? You see what this motherfucker did? I've been telling y'all for years now. This about 8 years. I've been telling you, before these stank ass savages enter your house, enter your residence, they going in your yard and they pulling your meter, your electrical meter, because they know that your Ring doorbell, they know that your cameras, they know in some cases people don't, people use Facebook Messenger and Instagram Messenger as a phone because nobody wants to pay those high ass phone bills anymore. Even Metro bills don't get kind of high. So some people, I know, personally know a couple of people that don't pay a phone bill. They just, they only can use their phone when they hooked up to some type of Wi-Fi source. Okay, they use Facebook Messenger or Instagram. I don't know too much about TikTok. But the key thing is, he said that this savage pulled the power. They know that a lot of security measures are powered by Wi-Fi. So if you cut the power, it gives you the advantage. But I've been telling y'all this for years now, that they've been cutting your power before they run up in your house. Let me get back to the story.
Ray, if I understand correctly, this attacker cut the power before breaking in?
Yeah, that's correct, Tyler. And I just want to let you and the viewers know that there are going to be some graphic details included in this story. But the victim's name in this case, her name is Jenna Salem. Just for a little bit of background, she is right now a anesthesiologist resident at several hospitals here in the Metro Atlanta area. So she's been working.
So this is what I don't like. You have this young woman. She's essential to society. She's in the medical field. So she's helping people. Anybody that is like a first responder, that goes for police, firefighters, people in the medical, surgeons, nurses, doctors. I have nothing but respect for those people that has that for their career. This young lady, that wasn't supposed to happen. She did not deserve. This is somebody that is like a hero to me. And thank God that she survived the ordeal. But I'm gonna give y'all my 2 cents once when this video is over.
Working to complete her post-medical school training at several hospitals when this all occurred. Now, this happened at a home that she was renting at the time on Atherton Circle, that's in DeKalb County, and this happened back in late January. And Jenna tells me that she was just asleep with the doors locked when all this happened in late January. She says she woke up to the sound of heavy footsteps in the hallway and a man in her doorway, and that man apparently.
Can you imagine that? You live by yourself and you are awakened to loud footsteps outside your door. This is another reason why I tell everybody, and I focus in on the women, laser sharp focus with precision, that if you are a woman, and this goes to the man too, if you live by yourself, it's absolutely crucial that you put a lock on your bedroom door and you reinforce it. Put a deadbolt. Put something on there where they just can't just walk into your bedroom while you sleep and it catch you while you in bed sleep. If they got to kick that motherfucker in, it should awaken you. And you should be able to grab that Funky Town Center that you should have on your nightstand next to your bed. You should, them kicking in that door. That's why I say that it's crucial that you reinforce that bedroom door, because when you do retire for tonight and somebody do, break in, let them have to break in your bedroom too, so they can wake you up. And once when they kick that fucking door in, you can let them have it. You can send them. You can serve them up a tuna salad sandwich. Serve them up a tuna salad sandwich if you got a tuna. Serve they funk asses up with the best tuna salad you ever made in your life, and be like, "This is your last meal, you son of a bitch. You broke up in my house to do harm to me. You violated my space. And now you must be dealt with. I'm going to serve you that fucking tuna salad.
Apparently tried to sexually assault her, she says, initially, and then dragged her down with the doors locked when all this happened in late January. She says she woke up to the sound of heavy footsteps in the hallway and a man in her doorway, and that man apparently tried to sexually assault her, she says, initially, and then dragged her down into the house's basement. And then at that point, that's when Jenna said she started to fight back after a struggle. She was able to get away initially at first, but the man was able to get to her before she was able to run out that door. And it was in that basement where Jenna says she was able to fight off her alleged attacker, who in this case, his name is Derek Bernstein. He is currently at the DeKalb County Jail where we are currently at, and was denied bond back in January when he was arrested. But Jenna says that she was able to fight off her attacker. She says that her attacker allegedly punched her so hard that she says that everything went white on there, and she you'll notice that she, in the video that will show of her speaking, that she actually had her throat cut by a knife by this alleged attacker that he allegedly produced. It was apparently one of the kitchen knives, and during this struggle, Jenna says she was able to break the knife and kind of turn the tables on her attacker while after she was stabbed. And she says during that, when she was stabbed, one of her ribs was dislocated and her lung eventually collapsed. So she was doing all this while having one lung that was operating.
It really is hard to listen to this. He sliced her neck. stabbed her chest to the point to where one of her lungs collapsed. Evil people, man. Savages. Look at them. Look at them. And I say never judge a book by its cover. But if I was able to, if I ever saw this nigga right here in person, just the way he look, I'm gonna have eyes on his ass. I'm gonna have eyes on his funky ass. Just look at him. You got to be a damn fool to see this nigga on the street and not. And I'm not telling you because it's a tricky situation. That's why I said never judge a book by its cover. But at the same time, that motherfucker right there, yes, I'm going to judge this motherfucking book by its cover. But I'm also going to be looking at everybody else. If you know, you know. Because it might be that innocent motherfucker that look like an angel, like he ain't going to harm a fly that get your ass. So don't get caught up. But him, I would have been, I'm paying attention to everybody. Especially a motherfucker that look like that. Let me get back to it.
Normally, the other one had collapsed, and she was able to fight off her attacker, break the knife off, push him far enough away from her that she was able to run out of the door and eventually seek help from a neighbor who called 911 and an ambulance. And Jenna, when she got to the hospital, she was taken to Grady, and that's one of the hospitals that she had been working rotations around. She says it was a surreal moment because these were co-workers of her that were now tasked with the opportunity to save her life. Now, Jenna says that since all this, she has not been able to go back. She never went back to that Atherton Circle home that she was renting, but I did ask her, why is she coming forward and sharing her story in such great detail? And this is what she had to say to that question.
I just feel so strongly that the only way that violence against women is ever going to stop happening, or that people are going to recognize that it is happening the way that it is if we speak out. When survivors can speak out when they feel comfortable and empowered to, and I do. I feel so strongly people need to know that this happened to me, and there is no explanation. You can't write it off of I was out doing something, or I did everything right. I was in my own bed, I locked my doors, I had a Ring cam, and it still happened.
Okay. All right, so I kind of gotta correct you, sis. And thank God that you survived that ordeal, but you did not do everything right. You mentioned that you locked your doors. You mentioned that you had a Ring doorbell camera, right? You said you did everything right. No, you didn't. Unfortunately, you did not. And I'm gonna tell you where you fucked up, where you made your mistake. Sis, you did not get armed. You did not have a gun. I'm going to tell you this, that if you would have had a gun, it wouldn't have been no fight. You wouldn't have been stabbed so horrendously that one of your lungs collapsed. You wouldn't have had your throat slit because all you had to do was pick up that gun, aim at him, and pull the trigger. Because having that gun, I'm looking at a picture of you right now, and you look like you might be 100 pounds, maybe 110. I don't give a fuck if that savage was 500 pounds full of muscles. If you had a Glock 19 or even better, a fucking AR-15 or AK, having a gun is the equalizer. So that's Mistake number one. You got to be armed up here. You got to be armed up here. You got to be ready up here. Starts up here. Because if you don't have it up here, you can have 1,000 guns. And if you a dumbass and you don't know what the fuck to do with it and be strategic and tactical, you just a dead motherfucker that used to have 1,000 guns. My nephew died with his gun in his hand because he wasn't being savage ready. He wasn't being tactical. He wasn't. You got to be smart. You got to know how to move. So you say you did all of the right things. I respectfully disagree. Because at the end of the day, a locked door is going to get kicked in. A security alarm is just a security alarm. It's going to let you know that a threat is near. It's not going to save you. Having that ring is only going to allow you to see them, but it's not going to save you. And I refuse to pick up a phone and dial 911, hoping and praying and betting my life that the police is going to arrive there in time to save my life. Police arrive in minutes when seconds matter. Remember that. I've been telling y'all this for years now. Police are not crime fighters. They're crime responders, man. And for her to say that she did all of the right things, it tells me her logic, her mindset, her mentality of how she thinks. She wasn't being savage ready, man. None of that shit she just named are going to save you at the end of the day, right? But what can save you, that give you that 50-50 fighting chance? Have that gun, man. And you ain't got to have an AR. A lot of people is intimidated by the AR-15, but believe this or not, an AR-15 is 100 times easier to shoot than a regular traditional handgun. Because it's more comfortable, because you got those 3 points of contact. You got your hand right here on the handguard. You got the brace or stock up against your shoulder, and then you got the cheek. You know, you can you aim, and you put that you put the threat down. This is not about taking a life. This is about preserving your own life. It's about preserving your own life, man. The second you realize that we live in an ain't shit world full of ain't shit, evil, demonic savages, it's the day that you wake up and get fucking armed. I remember I was in that situation a few years ago, about 8-9 years ago. Me and First Lady went to the gas station. It was like 2-something in the morning. We wanted some snacks. When we left the gas station, it was a car that was coming the opposite way. And I noticed it because these motherfuckers didn't have their headlights on. So they stuck out like a sore thumb. At the time, I only had one gun, and that was that CZ Scorpion. And I didn't have my CPL, so I couldn't travel with the gun. So I noticed the car. I'm going this way. The car is coming that way, and I'm going that way, going down Hubble Avenue. I noticed in my rearview mirror that the car does a U-turn. It turned up in somebody's driveway, turned around and getting back at me, and it turns the headlights on, and the car begins to follow me. I even turned down a couple of streets to see if they were going to do the same thing, and they did. Now, the smart thing that I would recommend that you do if an event like that happened to you, if you ever find yourself in a situation like that, drive to a fucking police station. Because I would say drive to a place where it's a lot of people around. But let me tell you something. The fact of the matter is, in my city at least, a motherfucker can get, pretty much stabbed to death, and ain't nobody gonna do shit but stand around and watch. Nobody's gonna help you. Most people got that mentality. I'm minding my own motherfucking business. What did he do to deserve for this person to do them like that? And it's fucked up for you to have that type of mentality. Some people, I ain't getting involved, and it ain't got shit to do with me. I'm gonna fuck around and get killed trying to be a hero. I get it, I got it. Go to a police station. And you really can't be guaranteed safety there. But you know what I did? I said, fuck this shit. I'm going home. The motherfuckers were still in back of us. They were still in back of us. I turned down my street. I remember it was like I think it was like a Tahoe, or either what's that other car? It's hey baby. Babe, can you hear me? Babe. Hold on, y'all. Hey baby. What was the car that followed us home that night from that gas station? But what was the other one we thought about it then? Yeah, it's the same thing with me. But if you say it was a Tahoe, your memory is better than mine. So yeah, it was a tan Tahoe with tinted windows. And when I turned down my street, when I got to the second house from, I hit the brakes in front of the house that was two doors down, two houses down from my house, right? I slammed on the brakes on purpose to throw they funky asses off. Remember, they behind me. They had their high beams on and everything. So I slammed on the brake, and then I reached down because I wanted them to think that I was reaching for a gun. So I snapped on the brakes. I reached down to make it appear as I'm reaching for a weapon. And then what I did was I put my foot on the gas, sped up in my driveway. I remember them stopping in front of my house. That's how I knew that they were up to no good. Me and First Lady, we jumped out of the car. Basically, I said, go on and get in the house now. I made sure she was in front of me. She's so nervous and scared that she dropped her fucking phone in the front yard, on the grass. I said, fuck that phone. Just get in here. First thing I did was run for that fucking Scorpion. Ran back down, and I peeped out the front, living room window, and them motherfuckers were still out there, and then they just took off. Because when I peeked out the window, they saw the silhouette of my motherfucking Scorpion. Them motherfuckers, they hit that fucking gas. Can't nobody tell me that they didn't plan to rob us or do worse. Because nowadays, if a woman is with you, oh, they gonna take her too. They're gonna take her. They're gonna rob you, and then they're gonna take her, and then they're gonna take her somewhere, and they're gonna have their way with her. I'm just being honest, brutally honest right now. You know what? I saw my life flash before my eyes when I pulled up in my driveway. I felt so helpless. I got the love of my life with me, the first lady, and I can't even protect her. I just felt all sorts of fucked up, you know, not having that gun, because I just knew that the motherfucking savages that was in that Tahoe was just gonna jump out with their guns and just gun us down or just run up on us and rob us. But of course, my little ploy, my little tactic, obviously it worked, and they thought I had reached for a gun, and they didn't want to come out there and be in no gunfight. But I said, you know what? I never want to be in this situation again, ever. So the next fucking day, or was it 2 days later, something like that, I went and got a fucking Glock 19, y'all. I got a Glock 19. And then I applied for my CPL. And I ain't looked back since. But my bad for interrupting this right now. But sis, you were absolutely wrong. You didn't do everything right. Let's get back to it, y'all.
Story in such great detail, and this is what she had to say to that question.
I just feel so strongly that the only way that violence against women is ever going to stop happening, or that people are going to recognize that it is happening the way that it is if we speak out.
Nope. The only way is that shit gonna stop happening is y'all need to fucking get armed, not fucking speaking out. What's speaking out gonna do? You're lucky that you survived it, but every woman is not gonna be as lucky as you. So it's not about speaking out. It's about fucking getting armed or you die.
When survivors can speak out when they feel comfortable and empowered to, and I do, I feel so strongly people need to know that this happened to me, and there is no explanation. You can't write it off of I was out doing something, or I did everything right. I was in my own bed, I locked my doors, I had a Ring cam, and it still happened.
And Jenna and police say in their statements that this attacker, he allegedly turned off all of the lights in the control panel. He flicked every single light in the control panel to the off position inside of her home before all of this attack happened. So a very, very scary situation. And Jenna says she is thankful that she was able to live this and share this story. But she did tell me that there were a number of times that she thought she was going to die during that home invasion. But again, this alleged attacker, Derek Bernstein, he is behind bars at the DeKalb County Jail, and according to jail records that I just looked up not too long ago, it appears that he has another court hearing coming up in June. Tyler?
Oh, that's incredibly traumatic, incredibly scary. I mean, you could put yourself in her shoes and understand that this could have been anyone, essentially, been able to turn off the lights, and this person allegedly able to get inside that house. She's now in a safe place, it sounds like, not at that home where that happened?
Yeah, she's in a safe place right now, Tyler. We're not going to say exactly where she is, but she did tell me that she had a job lined up after her residency was over in another state. So she's definitely looking forward to that job, which she's going to start very soon.
Yeah. Ray Arana, thank you so much for the update. We'll see you at 4 o'clock with the full story. And
listen, thank you. Love you more, About Time. Appreciate you, brother. Love you more. You're absolutely right. Make sure your Funky Town sender has a flashlight. Make sure that every gun that you utilize for home defense, make sure that just make sure that make sure that you have a flashlight mounted on it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got a flashlight mounted on it. But yeah, it happened. She said she did everything right, and it still happened. But I want to, disagree with her. You need. I would have loved to have heard you say that I have went out and bought me a firearm because sis, you lucky that you are still in the land of the living. God spared your life. Obviously, it wasn't the devil that did it. But I'm not going to even go that far and say that God spared your life. You just got lucky because God gave us something called common sense. And in the Bible, it says, sell your cloak and buy a sword, right? You survived, but what if he would have got the what if he would have got the most? What if he would have did the most to you? You a strong individual to have a collapsed lung and you still was able to fight them off and escape. You got lucky. But do you know how easy it would have been if you would have had a gun? And I'm not telling you just to buy a gun. Go to the range, shoot that gun, know how to clean that gun, know that gun inside and out, because that gun is going to be the difference between life and death potentially. So you got to make sure that it's reliable. You got to make sure that it likes the self-defense ammo that you put in it, because I think every personal, self-defense weapon should have self-defensive ammunition, hollow points. And you got to make sure that your gun like to eat them hollow points up without no hiccups, without throwing them up. You got to make sure that your gun love the hollow points, that it functions right. You got to get to the range. You got to take this shit serious. This is your life. Do you take your life serious? Then you got to. Do you love your life? You got to go and get armed. Go to the range. Take a firearm safety class. If for all because I've had people over the years, women reach out to me. I went out and bought a gun because of UT, but I'm scared. I don't even like looking at it. I don't even want to hold it in my hands. I just keep it underneath my bed. Sis, I love you, but what was the point? Keeping a gun that you never gonna shoot under your bed, how's that gonna make you safer? You might as well not even have one. And I'm not even knocking you, because at least you did go out and buy one, but buying one just to have one ain't gonna do it. You got to utilize it, have it within quick reach in case, say you taking a shit on the toilet. Boom, you hear your door getting kicked in. Do you got enough time to run your shitty ass to where your gun is at? Because you damn sure ain't gonna have enough time to wipe your ass. So this is why I get it, why most people have guns hidden throughout their house and in secret locations throughout their house. I get it. It's brilliant if you ask me. But I take my shit a step further. You know what I'm saying? I take my shit a step further. I had my inside the waistline holster, and I had my shit. If I ain't got it, somebody else gonna have it. But I like to have it because I don't even like getting in a motherfucking Uber, trusting somebody else with my life. Because that Uber, if he don't know what the fuck he doing, he can get in an accident. That's why you think, besides being afraid of heights, I'm not getting on no motherfucking airplane. Well, you know what? I do need to get on that airplane so I can go on to this award show next year and be in this movie and all this shit. But it ain't easy for me because I'm not that trusting. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. But what she need to do, what I would have loved for her to have said, was that I have went out and bought me a Funky Town Sender. I got me a gun. because I guarantee you that if she would have had a gun, it would have been a totally different story. She damn sure wouldn't have got stabbed all up like that. She would have shot that motherfucker up, man. These savages don't give a damn about you. They the devil's minions, man. They be happy off of your terror, off of your pain. That's their whole life. I never understood and can't understand and never will understand the type of motherfucker, the way a motherfucker's brain is wired that make a motherfucker want to go out there and just do deviant things. And I get it. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to survive. You'll never see me knocking somebody at a Walmart or at the local store stealing some food because they hungry. I give people money all the time. I get it. I get it. You out there trying to survive. I get it. You ain't trying to hurt nobody, but you out there trying to survive. I get it. Ain't no judgment here. But there's a difference between that type of person and the motherfucker that's violent, that want to come in and rape your wife, rape your girlfriend, molest your children. That's a whole nother evil on a whole nother level. And them the motherfuckers that needs to be put on that Funky Town Express. Serve them up all day, baby. Serve up them Funky Town sender tickets all fucking day. And there's so many of them out there. So many of them out there, man. This is why I say you got to be ready. What up, those seconds count? Yeah, you can bring them on the plane, but you can't access them until you land. You know what I'm saying? Man, you just got to be ready, man. I hate that happened to the young lady, but women, I love y'all, but I want you to love yourself even more than I do. And go out there, get you a gun. Don't get the one I think is the best. Get the one that's the best for you. So I can't recommend nothing. You got to go and do your own research. Put them in your hand. The one that feels the best in your hand is the one for you. Take it to the range. Try a gun shop that rent out guns. You know what I'm saying? Some gun shops here in Michigan have gun ranges inside the goddamn gun shop. So they the ones that rent out cars. I said cars. They the ones that rent out guns. Try renting some of their handguns. If it feel good to you, you can deal with the recoil. Let that be your gun. Buy it. You got to take your life serious. Don't never take anything for granted. You can be here 1 second, and then literally in the next second or two, you're dead. You're dead. And one thing you cannot do is undie or be undead. Ain't no coming back from that. You got one shot at this. You got one shot at this. Don't fuck it up. I fucking care. I fucking love y'all. And I don't know you. But I don't need to know you. I don't. I just need to know that you love yourself enough to want to fight for your life in your loved one's life, man. That woman that happened to, he tried to rape her. He cut her neck. He stabbed her in the chest. One of her lungs collapsed. She said she didn't do nothing to nobody. She wasn't in nobody else's bed. She was laying in her own bed, in her own house with a locked door. And you see what happened. That motherfucker savage, cut her power and then broke in. Just textbook. He did that shit just like I've been telling y'all how these savages move. They trying to be tactical. Another thing I want to touch on. When they do break in your house, and you have, and I hope to pray to God that you have a gun. If them motherfuckers are wearing something that look like a tactical vest, then I'm telling you right now, shoot them in the fucking face. Whether it's a tactical vest or just some shit that they got to make it look like a tactical vest, that they don't order it off of Amazon. I don't give a fuck. If you see any of them funky motherfuckers wearing anything that remotely appear to be a tactical vest, then you must assume that they wearing body armor. Don't waste your fucking ammo. Shoot them in the face. Shoot them in the groin, they dick, they balls. Go for that left thigh. The left thigh is juicy. It's full of vital arteries. A motherfucker would bleed out. You want a motherfucker to limp. You want to destabilize a motherfucker. If he got on that tactical vest, and I'm gonna tell you why. I say this: shooting them center mass. If he got on body armor, all it's doing is poking the bear and gonna piss him off, and he gonna unload on you. Same thing happened a few years ago at that Tops grocery store in Buffalo, New York, when you had that right racist bastard, that right racist savage went up in that grocery store. How many of y'all knew about the armed security guard that worked there and was at work that day doing his job? I say he's a hero, but he fucked up. He was able to land. He was able to get off one shot, and the shot landed. But the motherfucking racist ass savage had on body armor. So all it did was let the motherfucker know. The motherfucker already knew that it was going to be that he was going to potentially face armed resistance, because it was a day or 2 days before he done the shit, he went there and he cased the grocery store. He surveyed it. He did surveillance. He did recon. And he actually went up and talked to the guard, knowing that a couple of days later that he would be taking that guard's life. And that's exactly what he did. When he walked in there and gunned down all those elderly black women, the guard lift up just like that, aim, got off a shot, and all it did was alert the shooter of his location, and instantly he opened up on him with his AR-15, and that guard dropped. So if they got on anything that looks like a ballistic vest or a tactical vest, you got to assume that these motherfuckers are wearing body armor. Don't waste your ammo. Because while you're trying to shoot him center mass, he's going to be aiming at you, and you don't have body armor on, and you're going to go down. And you're going to be taking your last breath, laying down, watching harm be done to your family, to your loved ones. You don't want that to happen. You don't want to leave this earth, this world, and you're laying down, bleeding out, watching your wife, watching your woman being raped while you gasping, taking your last breath. You don't want that shit to happen. You don't want to leave this world where you would never, ever rest in peace. So don't even waste your time aiming if they got on some type of tactical vest. Assume that shit is body armor and go for their fucking face. Give him 4 shots to the fucking face and see how he like that. Give him 4 or 5 shots to his thighs, his left thigh. Shoot his dick off. But don't waste your time and your ammo if he got on that body armor, especially if it's the steel plates. You got to realize that home invasions, man, is one of the most brutal, most scariest, violent, sadistic situations you can ever find yourself in, because you're dealing with a predator, a savage, somebody that don't have a problem raping you, don't have a problem, watching you take your last breath while they laugh at you.
Disconnected.
While they laugh at you. You know what I'm saying? We got evil people in this world. We got evil people in our societies. And it's like that, and that's just the way it is. This world is far from perfect. It was never meant to be. And it was damn sure never was meant to be fair. And I don't give a fuck if Trump passed some type of bill where every American was to receive a check for $1 million, and we all some motherfucking millionaires. A lot of crime probably would go down. But it's gonna always be that motherfucker that's just the way his brain is wired. I gotta go and find me a woman to kidnap, to satisfy all my fucking desires, fantasies and shit. You gonna always have that one sick, twisted motherfucker. Money don't mean shit. You just a rich ass fucking pedophile. You just a rich ass fucking rapist. You just a rich ass serial killer. Some things and urges can't be fixed with money, god damn it. They got to act out them fucking urges. And I'm telling you, it's a demographic of motherfuckers, white, black, Hispanic. It don't give a fuck. Savages come in every fucking color of the fucking rainbow, my nigga. It don't fucking matter. But you gonna have them fucking savages wanting to come in and do all kind of crazy shit to you, all kind of crazy ass shit to you and your loved ones, man, to you and your family. And we simply cannot allow that shit to happen. We simply cannot allow that shit to go down. But God bless you, sister. But I beg you, and anybody else, get armed, get that gun, secure your bedroom door, secure your front, back, side doors, secure your windows. If you can afford it, get an alarm system, get the Ring doorbell, all those, make it hard for them. What I love about the Ring doorbell is that you getting a camera, you getting night vision. You can see in the motherfucking dark at nighttime, my nigga. You getting an intercom. You can be out of town. Motherfucker, ring your doorbell, you can talk to him and you in a whole nother state. And then one of the most impressive features that impressed me the most is you got perimeter detection. You can set a perimeter, a geo fence around your property. Any motherfucker that that penetrates that perimeter, all kind of bells and alarms gonna go off. You're gonna get a notification from your phone. All kind of shit go off. I get to see the shit on my big 75-inch TV. So you gonna know. So fortify your shit, man. Have your house like fucking Fort Knox, and be careful who you let in your house. And I gotta practice what I preach. Cause a few years ago I was having, the Seventh Day Adventists run up in my house. And we was having Bible study and shit. I didn't know them from a can of paint, but I'm not the T I was 3-4 years ago. I don't trust nobody. You can't trust nobody, man. But trust in God and trust in that wisdom of being armed, having that gun. Now I started this channel. I was on YouTube since 2007, making beats and shit. Something happened around 2017 when I had got another Glock and I did an unboxing video, and that video did numbers. And I'm like, okay, this is what they want. This is what they like. And I remember I accumulated enough guns at one point to do a gun collection video. And as I was talking about the guns, I said, shit, if nobody break up in your house, blow their motherfucking brains out. I said it just like that. And motherfuckers went crazy. And that's when it all began. This is before Gun Freak Nation. This is before a lot of shit. I wasn't even at the house I'm at right now. I was in a townhouse. But I am so happy that over the years, since 2017, that my message has resonated with so many people. And, I get emails from time to time, people thanking me, saying, I inspired them and motivated them to go out and get their first gun. And I remember one guy in particular, he said he had a bunch of daughters, and he was like, T, watching your video, it made me go out and buy my first gun. And I'm like, don't thank me, I'm thanking you. I'm thanking you. We live in such a violent, evil world. And every day we leave out of our house, out of our homes, we blessed to make it back home. Because you just never know what you going, who or what you going to encounter, what situation you going to find yourself in the middle of. But I tell y'all right now, man, don't go out like no sucker. Don't fall for the okie doke. If you can get yourself, untangle yourself from a violent situation, please do so. Walk away if you can. Don't entertain the devil. Don't never, ever, 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 ever dance with the devil. Don't do it. Don't do it. Walk away if you can. I do believe in conflict resolution. We need that like yesterday, especially here in my city, where everybody that, nobody fights no more. Everybody is so quick to run and get a gun to resolve their differences. Nobody want to take an ass whooping no more. It's about who's the baddest. Oh, you disrespected me? I'll take your life before I let some shit like that, before I allow myself to be disrespected. I'll take your life, man. People are dying literally over bullshit, shit that don't even matter at the end of the day. And people are killing over that shit, dying, man, over the bullshit. I want to bring people together, not divide people, man. This is why I say Gun Freak Nation is for everybody, man. When you come here, shed your skin, your religion, your political affiliation. We all humans up here, man. In here, in Gun Freak Nation. Armed, righteous humans, man. You get caught up in all that shit in the rays of the world, you won't be in this motherfucking world no more. I'm telling you, you got to know it's levels to this, and you got to move accordingly, man. We live in a world right now where we don't know who our true enemies is. You might think the motherfucker your friend, but that low key your enemy, your op, somebody that's hating on you, somebody that might set you up. You got to know how to move, man. I'm not telling nobody to be no hermit. I'm not telling nobody not to have no life. Enjoy this motherfucker while you can. Nigga, you need money and you need guns. That's a success story. Money and guns. That's how you survive in this world. Money and guns, or guns and money. So I hope each and every one of y'all, man, get to the bag and have that gun for when them savages try you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody fuck you over. Don't let nobody take advantage of you. Don't let nobody get the drop on you. You are loved. And if you feel like you ain't loved, I got love for you. TElectrik, Terry, I love you. I promise you I do. Or I wouldn't do what I do. Growing up in one of the most dangerous times and shit, but today is even worse. In the days that I grew up in, I grew up off of Freeland, between Keeler and Midland, off of Finkel. And I can't believe it, goddammit. They finally done tore Sam's drugstore down, man. That motherfucker had been there for like 100 fucking years. And everybody know what Sam's looked like. It was a Detroit, like, legendary drugstore, liquor store. And it, because it had like these little, like, medicine little bottles on the like it was made, you know how like you got stores that's brick stores and you got vinyl siding and all that. This motherfucker had like medicine bottles on it. They tore that bitch down. But I remember in the 80s growing up over there in that hood, nothing but killings, man. Murders. You know. And shit, I didn't know no better until I got of age and I look back on it. I'm like, God damn. I'm like, Dad, you had us in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Shit. But growing up seeing all that shit, and I got a lot of that shit, a lot of it from my mom. You know, she was a minister. I just don't like seeing, you know, good people get done wrong by bad people. Good people gotta have guns. Guns are not bad. Having a gun does not make a good person a bad person. It makes you a smart person because you know what it is, and you're not gonna be one of them fools that's on the phone hoping and praying that the police get to you in time before the savages find you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna handle business, you're gonna kick ass, and you're gonna handle business. It's just as simple as that. Get your money. Money brings options. You get enough money, you can get whatever fucking gun you want. I can say that I've been blessed to have every fucking gun that I ever fucking wanted. And that come from me watching those fucking movies like Predator, Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Predator with shit, I think shit, Arnold Schwarzenegger was in Predator too. But you know, Rambo, them Sylvester Stallone movies, what else? The Call of Duties, Battlefields. I was blessed to have every fucking gun that I always wanted to have, that I played in them fucking video games, man. And sometimes you just gotta believe in yourself. Sometimes you just gotta manifest that shit. I ain't, you know, I don't have a ton of motherfucking money. I'm not no rich individual. I'm not no rich person at all. The struggle is real, but I still was able to get those guns. And when I got them, they wasn't shit. Now, you know what? Some of them I regret letting them go. Some of them, some guns I sold and end up getting them back again. Sometimes I got them back from the person I sold them to, which was Spencer at the gun shop. You don't need all that shit though. All you need is 1 or 2 guns. I recommend a handgun, so when you out in the world, you can conceal carry. And I recommend your motherfucking battle gun, your going to war gun, which should be an AR-15 or an AK-47, maybe even a shotgun. But if you're gonna get a shotgun, get that badass motherfucking KSG or that DP-12. That's large capacity. But I say get you a fucking AR-15 300 blackout, or get that Draco or something like that. You want some CQB. You want some close quarter combat. And you ain't got to be no motherfucking marksman to shoot a motherfucker in the next room that's trying to shoot you. If you're shooting, who are you? Stevie Wonder? What's the other? Ray Charles? Even they probably can still shoot on target. And they blind. So it ain't no excuses at this shit. And stop worrying about, but you gonna hit the neighbor now that don't get no AR. It's over-penetrate these nuts. I don't have to block a couple of motherfuckers that came at me on that bullshit. Talking about you don't give a fuck about, I don't give a fuck about nothing but saving my fucking family and saving my life. That's what I give a fuck about. I ain't got time to be thinking, my target is to stinking ass savages. But you know, you gonna always have your fucking trolls. When a motherfucker ain't never got nothing to say, they watch you, they don't never like your videos, they don't never comment, but when they do comment, it's always on some negative shit where they criticizing you. That's a hating ass motherfucker. Fuck you. I don't need your contribution or your thoughts. If you're not appreciating and you ain't saying good shit, you ain't liking and truly supporting the channel, then fuck you. And that's why I had to block that bitch ass Black 87 or whatever the fuck his name was. Nigga gonna come at me talking about, oh, you about to kill off your neighbors. That's what bitch ass niggas do though, hate. You know what I'm saying? And I done told a motherfucker a million times, for my ARs and my 300 blackouts, I use fragmentive ammo. So once they go through to hit that fucking drywall or whatever, them bitches gonna fragment. But at the same time, my concern is defending my fucking family. Defending my fucking family. But you gonna always have motherfuckers that love to fucking hate for whatever reason. That's something it would never be a remedy to. It's always gonna be that one motherfucker that's full of jealousy, full of envy, and he might even act like he like you in front of you, but secretly behind closed doors and in his mind, that motherfucker can't stand you, and he envies you, and you know you cannot trust everybody. You cannot trust. But yeah, I've had people come from me. I'm gonna defend my castle the way that I see fit to do it. My situation is different from your situation. If you are in an apartment complex, then yes, you know, you got a whole nother person living a wall away from you. Then I understand. You may not want to have an AR or even a shotgun in a situation like that. But whatever ammo or gun that you decide to use, make sure you got defensive rounds, okay? Defensive ammo, hollow points. That dumb motherfucker a couple of years ago didn't have hollow points, and he got into it with somebody and shot him in the head, and the bullet went through the nigga he was arguing with head and hit somebody innocent in the head and killed him. Did he go to jail for that, for killing an innocent person? No. But they did say that the nigga that he shot in the head, that he was into it with, if he would have lived, that nigga would have been charged for the innocent. The laws are crazy. the laws are crazy here in Michigan, at least. Yeah, I heard about that damn shock ray, man. A couple of the Gun Freak Nation members told me over the years that they got him. And it is a nice motherfucker. Anything that would put a funky ass, a set of funky savage down, it's all right with me. Oh yeah, eventually they I just don't get it, man. But I remember during the 2020, a lot of motherfuckers, a lot of people that said it was anti-gun, they was so buying guns back in 2020, if you know what I mean. It's a certain crazy virus out there. Remember that? And everybody was all in a panic and shit, and all of the guns and shit was being balled up. All the motherfuckers all them anti-gunners and shit, them motherfuckers weren't talking all that shit then. Them niggas was at the gun shops buying guns up and shit, because they saw a lot of, they was thinking that the world was crazy back then. Niggas had to wear masks. Niggas had to be a certain amount of feet away from somebody. You couldn't even go in the motherfucking movie theaters. All that shit. The only thing a nigga could do was take a shit and maybe all the nigga could do back then was go to the grocery store and come back home and take a shit. That's all you could do back in 2020. All of the celebrities and shit. That's when a lot of people, platforms like TikTok, Instagram, all the motherfucking Facebook, all the motherfucking platforms just took off, because didn't nobody else have nothing else to do, because everybody was on lockdown and shit because of that goddamn COVID. Everybody was on lockdown. That's when all them other platforms, if y'all notice, a lot of motherfuckers blew up off of that, because it wasn't that. That's how Versus got started. With Timberland and Swiss Beats, that's how Versus got started, out of boredom. The entertainers, the stars, they couldn't perform. It wasn't no concerts. I remember watching the BET Awards that year. The most boring award show ever. They didn't even have people in the audience. You know what they had? Fake people. Paper silhouettes shaped up like people. They actually set up paper people in the fucking audience. If that shit ain't crazy, I don't know what else to tell you. Those were some weird, crazy time. And one thing about that nigga Trump, he was right about that Fauci motherfucker. I don't know why they ain't locked that motherfucker up. Because Fauci was the dictator. If America had at any time had a dictator, it was Fauci. Dr. Fauci ass. Dr. Fauci ass. That nigga had everybody wearing the mask. He was setting the tone, dictating. Nigga, you can't do this. Nigga, you can't go there. Nigga, you got to be back at home at a certain time. And I noticed a lot of people, and most of them that I noticed was the conservatives, because being in Gun Freak Nation, I had a lot of conservative brothers, and they was like, "Nah, T, that's some bullshit." And it ain't what you think it is. It's bullshit. And come to find out, they were right, nigga. I remember looking at CNN, and it was like we was living in the motherfucking apocalypse or something. Oh, 50,000, done, no longer here now. Another 10,000 just passed. But it's predicting CDC predicting in the next month or so it's gonna be 500,000. I mean, they actually had a motherfucking countdown, like a body count. I remember that shit. Oh, the hospital, they so full of capacity. It's meat trucks out there. They gotta put the bodies in. They gotta put the bodies in these 18-wheeler meat trucks, and oh my God, man. And then all of a sudden, when the good old Biden got in office, it just went away. just went away. And I don't want, I ain't gonna even talk about that jab shit because I don't need another strike on the motherfucking channel. But that was some fucked up shit that they shoved down the American people's throat. And nigga, if you don't take that jab, you can't go to work. And if you don't go to work, you can't feed your family, you can't pay your bills, you're gonna end up homeless. So a lot of people was put in a situation where they had no fucking choice but to take that shit that nobody know what the fuck it was. It didn't cure you. It didn't do nothing for you. In fact, it said that if you catch it, because you took the jab, your situation might be 10 times worse. Now I know I'm probably gonna get hit with a medical misinformation, so let me shut the fuck up. But I'm just saying those were some weird ass times, and I feel like it was a test for something that has yet to come, but it is coming. It is coming with media. If you got control over the media, then you have a narrative that you can, ingrain in people's minds, in their brains. So who got control over the media got control over all of the trending and pretty much all of the information. But what if the information that we're getting is the wrong information and it's on purpose to mislead and blind and misinformed and turn us against each other? And the devil's workshop, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, idle brain is the devil's workshop. And that's what that was back then. Because when nobody doing shit, you couldn't do shit back then. You couldn't do shit back then. And if it happened, it can happen again. There's already supposed to be some type of new funky ass virus going around now, the Hunter virus or whatever. They said it started on a motherfucking cruise ship. Wasn't that how COVID started or whatever? A monkey from China or whatever. So oh my God, man. Y'all take care of yourselves out there. You feel me? We living in a world where anything can happen. And then the government shoving it in your face. I've been telling y'all that the UFOs, that is some type of life other than us. And you got to be an arrogant, ignorant motherfucker to think that we are the only intelligent beings ever in this entire universe and galaxy. When we don't know what's beyond out there, man. We don't know that. We don't even know what's in the oceans. These orbs have been seen coming out the ocean. They can just as the same maneuvers that they do in the sky, they can do the same shit in them oceans. And the one thing I got to give credit to Trump, even though he protected them goddamn pedophiles by not releasing them Epstein files, and Trump, that's why I can't really fuck with you like that no more, man. You protecting pedophile motherfuckers, and you probably in that motherfucker too. Let's just be honest. But at least you releasing. But I'm telling you, the good shit, the shit that you without the most compelling shit, they ain't about to release that shit, man. It's allegedly they got footage of these fucking fiery orbs transforming into airplanes, cloaking themselves to look like regular airplanes, like 737s, like passenger airliners. It's videos. Go up on YouTube and type that shit in, or morphs into plane. These motherfuckers, I don't start me to lie, but I saw it up close and personal back in 2016. I'll never forget that shit. And I got it partially on video. For those who know, you know. And maybe one day, soon in the future, I'll talk about it again. But I'm really tired of talking about it. But yes, it's other things exist, and I don't know what it is. I'm not saying this little green man, that's Hollywood. I'm telling you that it's something going on right now, and I don't think per se that they from another world. They might be interdimensional. It could be some type of interdimensional being that can come into our dimension. Did you see the shit that they released the other day? The Pentagon, the Department of War, they did another drop. The initial drop had some crazy shit, but the second drop they did a few days ago, that shit was even crazier. They had shit looking like a ghost, moving like this and shit in the sky, and then the motherfucker just took off going 1,000,000 fucking miles per second. What the fuck? That shit wasn't man-made, my nigga. This is some type of spiritual, crazy like shit that we can't even fathom with our human brains, our human minds. That's how fucking advanced whatever these beings or whatever it is. These orbs, one of them was shot with a fucking, hellfire missile, and it just literally bounced off of it, and it broke a couple of little pieces off of the orb. Guess what? Them motherfuckers kept flying with the main orb that was struck with. You heard Michael Jackson, you are not alone. We ain't alone. What does it mean? I don't know what the fuck it means. Does it mean that we turn into one of them when we die? No. I just think when we're dead, we just don't exist any fucking more. That ain't got nothing. If it's other things and entities that's not non-human that exist, it still ain't got a damn thing to do with us and us dying. That would be cool. But how many of y'all know somebody that's died and actually been dead? Not talking I died for a couple of, I had a stroke and my heart stopped beating for a few seconds, and they put the electrodes on me and shocked my motherfucking heart back to beating. I ain't talking about that kind of dying. I'm talking about a motherfucker that's been dead, my nigga, for at least 30 minutes. You're dead. Your heart ain't beating. Your brain, no function. None of that. You're dead. Now, nigga, if you come back and tell me, oh, T, it ain't shit, nigga. You don't even know you dead. You somewhere, you're partying, you get to see, I was just at Michael Jackson's private house party just the other day. I'm about to go hang out with Prince tonight. You know what I'm saying? And, oh man, in the spirit form, I get to go back to earth and see my loved ones, and then I might want to see, Beyonce or something, take a shower or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Let me see, let me go over there to Cardi B's house and watch her fuck on a nigga or something, have my own personal porn. You know what I'm saying? Doing shit like that. I'd be like, God damn, nigga, we in hell. If you got it like that, nigga, this is hell. Unless you a rich motherfucker, you feel me? But the thing of it is, they exist, and in so many words, the government is slowly, like the movie that's coming out next month, Disclosure Day. They're disclosing the shit. Some of that shit probably is a bird. Some of it could be even man-made. Some secret, man-made shit. But some of this shit, my nigga, is footage of these red orbs. And it started out with one fucking red orb, and then you got orbs coming out of orbs to be more orbs, like multiplying, like morphing into more orbs and morphing. And here's the crazy shit. A couple of years ago in New Jersey, y'all remember that shit? Like every fucking night, it was crazy looking drones flying over people's houses at treetop level. But what a lot of people didn't understand, or what they did not focus on, was a lot of people spotted orbs in the vicinity of these so-called drones. Well, from my understanding, and from my resources, from people that I know people and shit, and videos that I've seen right here on YouTube, some of these fucking orbs morph and transform themselves into a craft or something, and they try to blend in and fit in, and they really doing whatever the fuck that they're doing. I remember a few years ago, me and First Lady was out there in Westland. We was coming back from shopping at Meyer. She saw it first. She was like, baby, look. I'm looking, I'm driving. We saw something that if you just took a glance, you would think it's just a regular airliner, right? A regular airplane. It was right, and it looked just like an airplane. But when you look at it, something right. The color was off. It looked like a dim, dingy, like off-white color. The motherfucker didn't have no windows. The motherfucker didn't have no tail. It didn't have no rings. It was just like, but it was flying. And it happened so fast that we I'm driving now, so I couldn't grab my camera. She didn't even have time to get her camera out because we was going down Ford Road, and Ford Road is a busy, it's a busy avenue. It's a busy street, basically. So we saw that shit, man. The shit that I saw back in 2016, imagine right, Drell. Imagine a fireball. Imagine lava. I noticed it. It was coming towards me. My son, he was like, Dad, that's just a helicopter or airplane or something. I'm like, nah, son. They make noise. Something told me, don't go in that house yet. And it was coming towards me. What I saw was one of the most beautiful colors that I've ever seen in my entire life. It was a subtle reddish orange color. It seemed to have a little bit more red than the orange, but it was reddish orange, and it had dark spots. And beyond those dark spots, it was like a lot of shit. I can't really explain it, but it would look like lightning. It looked like lightning. It looked like a lot of lightning, but it looked like it was shit like just spiraling and like moving around like that. Like it was shit like this. Like moving around like that, like lightning and shit, right? And it had this flicker to it. The weird thing was, unlike a traditional light that illuminates shit, like a flashlight, you turn it on in the dark and it illuminates. That's its job. Headlights on the car, it illuminates. It lets you see in the dark. This object that I was looking at, that me and my son was looking at, it didn't do anything. The light that was in it was trapped inside. It didn't illuminate nothing around it. So as it got closer, we stopped dead in our tracks. We were looking at it. We were like just mesmerized. Like we didn't say shit. Our jaws we just froze. Cause I knew that I was looking at something obviously that wasn't from this world. And I didn't want to miss not 1 second of it. And because I had been to the hospital and my mom was in such bad shape that she was brain dead, and I used to just sit the phone, next to her ear and play all her favorite songs, off of YouTube, and I would play them. And that particular night, my battery died because I used all my battery life on playing her favorite songs, trying to stimulate her brain. So I wish I regret that I did that night, because if I would have had my phone, I could have got like some like top notch, up close footage. You know, my son at the time, he didn't have a cell phone. Back in 2016, my son, he was still a kid. um, but I remember looking at it, and it was beautiful, man. It wasn't nothing mechanical. Meaning, like when you look at an airplane, helicopter, you can see that it was built. It was nothing. All this was like an orb, organic. It was like an orb, man. And I had the feeling that the object itself was some type of life form, because this motherfucker had intelligence to it. It would move, it would glide, and all of a sudden, in watching this thing, it starts to get bright and brighter, as if somebody, as if it was on a dimmer. You know how in your living room you got your chandelier, and you got that dimmer where you can dim the light so you can make them go bright. Well, it began to get brighter and brighter and brighter, and all of a sudden I heard what sound like a buzzing sound, like the sound of electricity. Like if you ever seen a down power line wire, like a downed electrical wire, and it makes that buzzing sound. It was making some sounds just like that, a buzzing sound. And it got real bright, but it never illuminated anything around it. The light was caught and trapped within the fucking orb. All of a sudden, when it got its brightest, I kid you not, this fucking object started leaking shit. Leaking stuff started like just leaking out of it. Like molten metal. Like dripping from it. Started dripping shit. Right at the time it done that, another one just came up. Another orb just came up from behind the tree that was in front of us. Across the street. It rose up from the tree. We both, our jaws dropped again. It was like, holy shit. The second one went up. You had the original orb right here. And then you had the second one that just came up from the tree, and it went up to the main orb, and it was in a location like that. You had orb 1 right here, and then orb 2 was right here. And it was just rock solid. And by that time, I ran in the house just screaming to everybody, it's UFOs out there. My brother Bug, rest in peace, jumped up, ran out there. My niece, Bree, was there. She ran out there. I ran upstairs to get this old-ass fucking camera that my ex had bought me back in 2010. The motherfucking camera wasn't even HD. But, you know, Freaky T, that's when I knew First Lady. And First Lady, we used to have some fun nights, you know, dancing for me and everything. Well, you know me, I'm a video nigga. So I had the camera on deck, that old ass camera. I had it on deck. I said, God, please let me have some battery left on this old motherfucker. And I did. And I ran out there. I flipped open the viewfinder, and I don't see a motherfucking thing in the viewfinder, man. All I see is dark. I said, this old piece of shit. I was so disappointed. Lo and behold, later that night, I hooked the camera up to my computer and transferred the footage over. And lo and behold, man, I caught them motherfucking objects. I caught the part where it was an airplane that was flying nearby. And when the airplane flew under them, they disappeared. They vanished. You can hear my brother in the background saying, damn, they just disappeared. Where they go? They disappeared. Then all of a sudden they reappeared. I got that part on video. And then all of a sudden they just, you know, I stopped recording because I'm thinking that I wasn't, you know, capturing anything because I couldn't see nothing in that little ass viewfinder, the little flip out viewfinder. So but I continued to stay on the front porch and watch. And eventually they took off together. They floated off. And we lost track of them when they flew into a bank of clouds. And that's on everything I love. You know, I know what up I know what up like the, fuck with me and be like, T, that was just some Chinese lanterns my ass. I know what the fuck I saw. And I got it partially on video. I showed y'all the video on the live. And I'm gonna play that video again one day real soon. But what I'm trying to say is it's other things. It's some type of interdimensional being that is present with us in the world that we living in. And I don't know whether they coming from I don't know what they are. But these orbs have been around forever. They released the NASA files from the 1960s, and the astronauts, they finally made that shit public of their communication transmission. The astronauts saw the fucking orbs back in the 60s when they went on the fucking moon. That was part of of some of the, from the first dump of when Trump declassified it. But one thing I'm waiting on, and I don't think I'm going to get it to see it in my lifetime. The day that they release the Phoenix Lights, the information on that's the day that I will believe that they are sincere and that they really do want to have a disclosure with the American people. Because in that incident, 10,000, 20,000 people saw that craft. You had F-15s coming out of Luke Air Base trying to, what's the word? They was trying to intercept it. You cannot tell me that they did not videotape that situation with their gun cameras. So I want to see the classified shit from 1997, March 13th, 1997, the Phoenix Lights. If you release that, then I know y'all ain't on no bullshit. But I think that they sitting on the most compelling shit, man. I think they don't want to scare the American people. It's a lot of shit. What does this say? If they admit that it's other entities. Now I'm hearing that they're supposed to call them demons. I don't think that's cool. Because the only people that's acting devilish right now is us. We the ones that's fighting wars, dropping bombs on people. We the ones that's being violent towards them. We shot one with a fucking what's that? We shot one. What is that? The Firestorm or whatever it is, storm fire missile, whatever it's called. We shot one. It wasn't being violent towards us. We was being violent towards it. And did it try to retaliate? No, it went on about its business. Maybe they so fucking righteous. Maybe they just so fucking advanced. Violence is not even in their DNA. They don't even know how to be fucking violent. But we do. I guess to them, we might be the motherfucking savages. Because we do a lot of fucking savage shit. Throughout the history and in the current time that we living in now. But yes, something other than us is out there and it exists, and Trump is trying to let it be known. He's releasing those files. And one day soon, I'm going to go live again. And just like I played those videos, I'm going to play the videos of some of the files that they released, man. Some of the videos of these, one of them, like, is creepy as a motherfucker. It looked like a man dancing in the sky. And all of a sudden, you see me? Let me dip. And it just goes so fucking fast. It looked like a fucking ghost. That's in one of the files too. It's crazy. But I don't think it's the interdimensional beings we got to worry about. It's these stank, funky foot, uh, toe jam ass, nasty ass motherfucking, you know, shit breath ass savages that we got to be concerned with, that we got to worry about. They got the advantage of when they gonna plot to, attack us, but they don't get to tell us how to respond. Motherfucker, you try to violate me and mine, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna fuck you all the way up. You will be getting served a cold ass tuna salad with that tuna. I'm gonna serve you the best tuna salad of your life. You try me and mine. Try me. And I'm gonna serve your stinking ass up. Get that tuna gonna give you some tuna. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, Gun Freak Nation, I love y'all. Listen, man. Either you get armed or you gonna die. That's the way you got to look at it. Ain't no motherfucking in betweens. Ain't no motherfucking in betweens. Ain't no gray areas. It's black or white. Okay? You got to get armed. You don't want to be that person that's begging and pleading for your life, or somebody, please come and save me. Because it might not be nobody there to save you. So save yourself. Don't ever get rid of all your guns, man. Keep one. And God bless you if you do got to sell your last gun. I know you got to do what you got to do to survive, but make sure that you have the wisdom to get you another one, and make it a priority. It's ASAP. Get you another one if it come down to that. I've been in situations where, shit, man, I can't go hungry. I got bills to pay, family to take care of. I got to do what I got to do at the end of the day. I get it. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, but make it a top priority that you stay fucking armed. Please. It's a life or death, because your life may depend on it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm out this bitch. I'll probably be live again tomorrow. Much love to you, Gun Freak Nation. Thank everybody first of all, thank you for being in here. Giving me your precious time. Time is all we got. And life is short. You feel me? So thank you for tuning in. Also, to all my paid members that give me, money every month, man, if it wasn't for y'all, I'd probably be making like nothing. The way YouTube is pretty bad, man. The channel, I'm not one to complain, but yeah, they busting my balls playing with the algorithm, and the channel is heavily being shadow banned. A lot of people have been unsubscribed. I had a few people hit me up just the other day saying that they was unsubscribed and they weren't the ones that did it. Well, who did it? If you didn't do it, then who did it? I've had numerous people say, "Hey T, I just got your notification, but the video said it was posted 3 days ago." Yeah, they doing it on purpose. They lately I'm surprised I was able to stay live this long without the internet being fucked up. The last lives I did, they was turning my shit off. I guess because I was playing copyrighted music. I don't know. But we living in some crazy times right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump do a UFO disclosure. He need to, it'll wake a lot of people up. It is what it is at the end of the day. Just stay righteous, and stay armed, man. And always, no matter what, stay cool and have a fucking plan. I'm out of here. I'll see y'all, our guests, tonight, later tonight.
Bluetooth connected.
Damn, I've been on for 2 hours. I did not know. Anyway, there you go. Shit, fuck it. Anyway, Gun Freak Nation, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I might do the Trump UFO file dump. I don't know. I might do that tomorrow. We gonna figure out some shit. Anyway, I need y'all to be safe and much love to the Gun Freak Nation. I salute to you. You feel me? And I might be back playing some music. I don't know. But anyway, stay savage ready out there. You know what I'm saying? Please stay savage ready. And I can't wait. I got my dagger slide coming sometime this week. I got the notification. It was shipped out yesterday. Yesterday meaning Tuesday, because it's Wednesday morning now. But I got the dagger slide coming, and then all I gotta do is just get the frame. That's $49.95. God damn it. $49.99. Then another 20 for the FFL fee. So yeah, I got me another dagger, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Should I keep the SAR-9? Should I keep it? Ain't nothing like having two guns in 9mm. You feel me? Then I got the Rock 5.7. I'm starting to get my collection back up again. You feel me? Yup. I don't know if I want that Taurus RPC after I saw the Honest Outlaws review on that motherfucker, man. That he couldn't even get through a fucking mag. That's crazy. But that's one, he could have been the unlucky one to get a defective one. I don't know. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna see y'all tonight. And until then, stay savage ready. Much love, Gun Freak Nation. Salute, baby.